What's up everybody, welcome to Midiverse TV. Today we're going to be checking out a new iOS application from Sugar Bytes. This is called Unique for iPad. There's also Unique for iPhone, which just came out as well. So let's go ahead and check it out. So this is what the main synthesizer section looks like. And we're going to talk about this in just a second. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the presets though. So the different categories we have are bass, lead, pad, piano, pick, sequenced, special effects, strings, synth pack 1, 2, and 3, and then we have a user bank where you can save your own presets. Okay, so here we are back at the main screen. Let's go ahead and talk about the synthesizer engine a little bit. So at the top left here, we're just going to kind of go over it from left to right. So at the top left, we have the MIDI input, and anytime you send it a note or push a note on the keyboard, you'll see the light blink there. And the button right to the right of it is the unison button. You can go ahead and click that on or off if you want unison mode. And then underneath that, you see the arpeggiator section. So the two oscillators have buttons, which you can select to turn the arpeggiator on those specific oscillators. And then if you click the arpeggiator tab, you get some arpeggiator controls. Then we also have spread and glide. Next to that is the first oscillator. So right now we have a sawtooth waveform selected, and the different parameters are octave and detune. You can octave down 2 octaves and octave up 2 octaves as well. And then we've got plus and minus 12 on the detune. And then underneath that, there's an ADSR envelope generator. So each oscillator has its own envelope, so that's pretty cool. So if we click the waveform here, you see the other options that we have. That was the sawtooth. Next is the triple saw, which introduces a spread parameter. Next up is pulse, which gives us pulse width and pulse width modulation rate. The next one is triple FM, which gives us FM and shape. And lastly, we have noise, which introduces the parameters color and resonance, as well as a filter. There's bandpass, low pass, and high pass. Next up is the mixer section. We have pan, level, and auto pan and rate controls for each of the oscillators. Next up is oscillator 2, which is just like oscillator 1. And then down at the bottom left, we have the filter section. So here's a quick look at the different filter types. There's high pass 2-pole, bandpass 2-pole, bandpass 4-pole, low pass 4-pole, and comb filter. There's also this button here next to the filter that says vowel. Let's go ahead and click that. And this is pretty interesting. This gives us 2 different vowel sounds, and you can select through them here. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with them behind the scenes, but it almost seems like it's giving you like 2 different filter types or perhaps 2 different filter settings. But yeah, it's definitely a cool thing to mess around with. And then as far as filter modulation, we have envelope, LFO, 4-step, pitch bend, or mod wheel. And then as far as the envelope, LFO, and 4-step are concerned, you can find those in the controller section. So that's at the top right corner there. If you click that, then you have access to those. And next up is the effects section. We have effects 1 and 2. So the different effects are delay, reverb, phaser, lo-fi, and filter. Here's a quick look at the delay, the reverb, phaser, lo-fi, and the filter. And then we have the same effects to choose from on effect number 2. And then our master section has master controls. And on the bottom here we have our touch keyboard, pitch bend and mod wheel with octave buttons up and down. And if you click the little gear wheel at the top right hand corner, that will give you some extra settings here. So here we have some global controls, and then also your audio, MIDI, and Ableton Link settings. So yeah, that was Unique for iPad from Sugar Bytes. And I think it's definitely a pretty solid application. At $14.99, it's pretty reasonably priced, I would say, and pretty good value. You got lots of great presets to work with and a pretty unique engine as well. I think it sounds great. And yeah, worth checking out. Also check out our website at midiversetv.blogspot.com. and feel free to add us on Twitter at Midiverse_TV. Thanks. Peace.